dinner ready here. I got some Quest brand Meat Lovers pizza. It's got ham, pepperoni, and sausage on it. And the cool thing about the Quest brand pizza, other than it being like $7 a little frozen pizza, is the fact it's got 17 carbs in it. And it's got like 50 carbs for the whole pizza. But I'm here, okay? I've got pizza for dinner. I just took my insulin. I've got some sugar-free chocolate, vanilla swirl pudding here. And cottage cheese. So yeah, sorry guys, I'm 5 minutes late. I was trying to throw everything together at the last moment here. Fishing with Allie G. Hi Allie. I watched your video of you dancing and singing along to your song that I made you quite a few times actually. Let me make sure I turn the oven off here. I did. Alright, good. I turned the oven off. So, I got a bunch of boxes I need to burn over here. But here's what we're having for dinner. The Quest brand thin crust pizza. I love it, and so does everyone else. Oh, yeah. Simply Debbie Sue. Hi, Miss Debbie Sue. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope the weather's nice there in Virginia. I just turned the oven on. I hope so. CL, I'm glad you liked your song. I actually prompted. See, I use a AI program called Suno to make these. Quest, that sounds like a cool brand. I've seen you have other things. Yeah, so thanks to Lori, I tried the peanut butter cups, and they were awesome. I just found out they had pizza, and here's why. Because I wanted some frozen pizza. They are kind of expensive, but it's got 22 grams of protein, of course, it's the Meat Lovers, and 4 grams of net carbs per serving, which a serving is 1/3 of the pizza. And it's just a little tiny frozen pizza. Matter of fact, here's how big the pizza is right here. But I got some stuff to eat, so I love my song, Daniel. Yeah, so I use a program called Suno through AI, and I prompt. There's my buddy, Scott. Scott, are you going to make a video with a song that I made you called Escaping the Suburbs? I was going to message you earlier and ask, but I didn't really want to bug you about it. But I prompted what I kind of wanted to say, and then it makes its own thing. I can put, if I want it to be a rock song or a country song or slow song. So I've made 7 or 8 people this was my work group chat. So if you guys hear dings, that's what it is. Isn't it crazy how healthy food can cost more than junk? Exactly. You know, in pharmaceuticals, like medicine you need to live, they're going to charge you more for it. I used to be a Quest ambassador and got so many of their products free. They send me a gift at Christmas. Wow, that's crazy. Quest is really good. I wonder what Cyndi Lauper is doing. I have no idea what Cyndi Lauper is doing, honestly. All right, I'm gonna put this on silent. Okay, my group chat now is on silent here. Hi, Shark Tooth. I love sharks. Shark Week is my favorite thing in July. A matter of fact, my patch for my new sensor is just regular Army camo. But for Shark Week in July, some of them that I have are, it has outlines of sharks on it. And it's green camo, and I figured I would use that for Shark Week in July, since I like sharks. But I'm just going to eat and hang out with you guys, chit-chat. So, anyways, like I was saying, I prompt the Suno is the AI program I use, and I get so many free credits per day. So if I don't like a version of your guys' songs and I make too many, then I have to wait till the next day. So I wonder if Scott was going to show off the song that I made him anytime soon. So, the Quest Pizza. First time having it. That is really good. I'm not exactly sure what is in the crust. You should come down to Florida. We'll do some shark fishing on Shark Week. That'd be very hard for me because I'd love for Carissa to go with me, but we can't take vacations at the same exact time. Like for my birthday in June. Hello, Gonzo or Gonzo. Remember freshman year, bro. My freshman year, I was dating a senior. Let's see. I was 15 because I took sixth grade over again. And by senior year, I'm so glad I did all my required classes because then I could just do all my fun stuff. My name is Summer. Well, hi, Summer. Nice to meet you. Hi, Nana. So yeah, all your guys' songs that I made on AI, I literally prompt from watching all your videos to make it very your first time here on my live stream. Well, Nana, I'm glad that you can make it. I'm just eating some some high protein pizza. Hanging out, chit-chatting. I think I've made 7 or 8 custom songs. I made the Flat Broke Air Gunner channel a song today. But I can only do so many songs before I run out of credits. So each day, I get the credits back. But, hey, Mike's in the house somewhere. Mike, I'm so glad that you're out of the hospital right now, dude. Yeah, Summer, welcome to the party. Matter of fact, where's my remote? Here it is. I'm not going to play everybody's song, but I'm going to play my theme song here. Not the Roku channel. That's not what I want. Dude, they have YouTubers. Like, if you're, like, super big on, like, Tubi TV or Pluto TV or Roku, you can actually stream your YouTube videos on that platform. I've seen it before, which is kind of cool. What should you do? I have no idea what you should do. So let's go to my library, my videos, and play the DG Outdoors channel. The DG Outdoors channel anthem. Yeah. If you're having a serious situation, then go to the police. Wait. Till May finds out you got a girl named Carissa too. That's funny. Get the music going. These really aren't bad. Oh yeah. I got cottage cheese in my feels like a pickle DG Outdoors channel cup. You can find that YouTube shows you different stuff on your TV than on your phone. Yeah, it will, because I've got because I'm bad. I'll watch YouTube videos on my phone and on my TV. I'll be watching one thing on my phone and listening to something else on my TV. What song? This is a custom song I made for my YouTube channel called The DJ. Thanks for showing us your fishing setup, your tripod, and etc. You're welcome. You wanted me to do a how to fish video. And basically, the simplest way to fish is get some worms, a small number 4 or 6 size hooks, and a bobber. You just start casting out there. That's the easiest way. You can use minnows too. Thank you. DG Outdoors. If we're wild, we're there. No. Oh, am I a fireman? Yes, I am. I thought it said, am I a freshman? Because someone asked about a freshman thing. I've been a volunteer fireman for 15 years. As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys a little shadow box I made quite a few years ago. So I took about 2.5 years off from doing this before I became a reserve on the fire department that I was on before, which is where my dad's a fire chief, my brother's on there. Hold on. I'm gonna shut that off because and I can see, so they're talking about launching a spaceship. My son is a fireman but not volunteer. Yes, I'm a volunteer fireman. And I made myself this little shadow box quite a few years ago with our station patch. I'm on Coal City Community Volunteer Fire Department. I'll tell you guys how small it is. Right now we have 5 volunteers. And I'm a reserve. So when I'm up there every other weekend hanging out at my brother's or at my mom and dad's, I can go on runs and make calls. Matter of fact, they just had a fire run today. The app I have tells me the call said this guy was trying to smoke out groundhog and holes, ended up catching his yard on fire. So this has my 10-year IVFA pin on it, the FD pins that I would have had on my blues, and at one point I was the chaplain of the fire department. Basically, for that role on our fire department being so small, I pretty much led prayer at the business meetings. And I've been doing it since straight out of high school. And so now I'm a reserve firefighter on this really small fire department. A couple years ago, I have what they call a mandatory firefighter cert. So it's a 40-hour pre-basic firefighter cert. And right now, the state's trying to do away with that and wants you to take firefighter 1 and 2, which is what paid firefighters take. And you can go to college and all that stuff and do that. And I have taken that course. But it's very hard to take because they want you to do 2 days a week and every other Saturday. And I was using all the PTO hours I had and a lot of stressful stuff back in 2022 when I was taking those courses. So I still have my mandatory, but I also, on top of mandatory, I have hazmat operations and hazmat awareness. I do have those certifications. And maybe someday I'll go back and take fire 1 and 2. So that's the situation that I'm in with the firefighter. I'm a reserve firefighter on the fire department that I'm at, where my dad's the fire chief, and I go on calls if I'm up there at mom and dad's. So I'm going to eat the rest of this pizza. Then we are going to get into the devotion, daily devotional of the video from Catch a Better Life from the Jimmy Houston's 365-day daily devotional fishing tips book. And I'll read 2 of these, but I'm going to catch back up on the chat. Callie, or Allie, you can just see it on the pad, right? When it goes up. That's awesome. Dear Lord, it says. My son is okay in the Air Force Reserves. That's awesome. My stepdad was in the Air National Guard. My brother is a sheriff's deputy, and he actually is going to the law enforcement academy in May. And so he's going through all that with a field training officer right now and working the roads and stuff. So you're a blessing to those who serve. Thank you. I could tell some fire department stories, but I think I've told them before here on the live stream. So, Allie, did you go fishing after making that music video? And did you catch anything? I don't want to give away your future video thing. I was just wondering. We're drinking Big K Cherry Cola. Yeah. I'll tell you guys a funny story about the one time that I fell off a ladder. Behind our fire department, we have a community pavilion. And they have light bulbs up there. Well, I took an attic ladder or roof ladder, which has hooks on the end, so when you put it up on a roof, you can stab those hooks down into the roof so it doesn't move on you. Well, I brought a friend of mine who was a firefighter, and we just threw that ladder up there against the metal awning parts to get up there and unscrew a light bulb. And when I did, instead of bracing the ladder, because technically if you're using a roof ladder, you should have one guy behind the ladder bracing it with all his weight to hold the ladder up as you climb up, right? And he was an idiot, and he didn't do it, and the ladder gave out, and I fell. I was okay. But for the longest time, as a joke, it was I wasn't supposed to climb a ladder. And then at an actual house fire, I redeemed myself and didn't fall off a ladder because I was up on a ladder looking into a vent hole into the attic to make sure that there wasn't any more flames up there. I recalled it Redemption Wednesday. I still remember it like that. So as a joke, that was the joke. Don't trust me to climb a ladder. But yeah, it was funny. We had a dog get caught in the fog light of a car once. This big dog, well, medium-sized dog, okay, was chasing a cat. And, in the vehicle, they have the holes for a fog light. Well, this old vehicle had a fog light spot that didn't have a fog light in it. The dog ran through and got stuck, and we had to cut this dog out of where the fog light would have been. That was a funny story. But yeah, that was kind of funny. So what have you guys been up to? The fishing, outdoor doing drawings, things like that, hiking, like. Oh wow. Yeah. Don't trust me on a ladder. I could joke. At work, if we have to be on a ladder to hang like privacy curtains in rooms and stuff, we have to have spotters. So we always have to bug somebody. Hey, can you come spot me on this ladder so I don't fall off? But I've made This Is Pam a song for her YouTube channel, but she has yet to get back with me her email address so I can send her the song. Sally said there'll be a pretty moon tonight. Huh. I'm going to have to check out the moon. That'd be kind of pretty. It poured down rain earlier, and now it's sunny. And we had went and bought some groceries. So. And if I wouldn't have got home and threw this pizza in and all that stuff so I could eat, I would have took you guys down the hill and put you on a tripod and went fishing for a little bit down at the creek, but it is what it is. I hope Sally's feeling okay. Mike, I hope you're feeling okay. I know you got out of the hospital. We're going to get rain/snow mix. Where are you at? Are you in Minnesota or... It was nice today. It was in the 70s, but it poured down rain, and it was supposed to pour down rain for the rest of the week. The one day it's not going to rain is Mother's Day. Minnesota. Okay. My friend Eric, the retired rambler, lives in Minnesota. He has an archery channel. Do you live very far from Mike? Mike's Adventure Sparks? By any chance? Yeah, the snow does need to go away. So. CEO. When I made your song, like I was talking about earlier, when I make all your guys' songs, I prompt in things from your YouTube channel that I know of, or, cool things. I talked about the cats, but I also talked about the one thing that you always do is you're like, I'm listening to your live stream, I may be making dinner or doing mom things, and it talked about lurking in the background and listening to stuff as you're making vegetables or pasta or, the kids' homework or the mountain of things, mom life. And I thought that was pretty funny. I had to add that into the song. Easter is supposed to be 80. And so, Dana! Hi! I was literally just about ready to talk about your song. I didn't even know you were here. But your song, too, talked about being a mom and, baking and things like that, and kids running around in the background. Because I remember one of the first videos I watched of yours when you were cooking was hearing your son in the background. And the Cookie Monster is here. The Queen of Whipped Cream is in the house. So... before I did catch a couple. That's awesome. Yeah. Yvonne is here. Nana 5. I'm exhausted but have to go. Or I have so much to get ready for work tomorrow. Bro, Mike, you need to take it easy. Edema. That's what you have. I guess they said it's from so much sodium you're holding water weight and stuff. You're going back to work tomorrow, Mike. Man, take a few days off. Do you have PTO to use? It was pretty funny. I'm always busy. My teenager got his learner's permit. Oh, good Lord. Y'all stay off the roads. Ugh. How many children do you have, CL? Guys, I made speaking of Debbie Sue, she is such a sweetheart. She's a kind-hearted Southern woman. And every time I listen and watch one of her videos, there's just a warmness that comes over you. And I made her a song and I sent it to her, and she told me today that she cried all the way through. And I. You hear the term Southern Belle. You know, when I think of Granny Southern Corner and I think of Debbie Sue, that's kind of what I. You know, you got two boys. We get 5 days of sick time. I've got 2 days left. Dude, you might as well take those 2 days. I mean, you need to stay off your feet, keep everything propped up. I have been editing some videos. I'm behind. I don't know if you guys realize this, but it takes me about. Okay, so the fishing video at Avoca, the old Avoca Fish Hatchery, which is 9 miles from my house, so it's not very far away. And there's 10 of 13 ponds that have water on it. And I actually talked to a gentleman who used to work there. One of the guys was walking by and he said, pond number 1 that I was fishing at used to be where they put trout. Okay? But there's bass and catfish in the big pond at 13, which I've caught bass for, but I caught a bass out of pond number 4. You went to see your mom. That's good. That's good. It's the pink moon. Oh. Okay. And you guys don't realize that I spent three hours. So I fished from 7:45 in the morning to about 11:45. Caught 11 bluegill, which was awesome. I could see bass swimming in there. But the moment I get done, I upload that video, and this is bad because I don't have a backup hard drive or anything, because I film on my phone, and I don't want to use up all the space on my phone. So the videos that are on YouTube is what's up on YouTube. So if YouTube decides to shut my YouTube channel down, my videos are done. I have to start from scratch. Start from 0 subscribers, work my way up. Right? But I don't do I try not to. If I film a video, it's up within an hour after, unless I've got something super busy to go down. But Sunday, we're probably going to go fishing. Maybe, unless I go up after work and see my mother. But I know my mom works night shift. She went back to the nursing home, and she does laundry there. So I don't know if she'll be working that night or not. But she is doing better. Well, I'm glad your mom's doing better, Allie. If there was something wrong, I send, prayers and health and all that stuff. Eric always watches my channel. He is awesome. Yeah, Eric's a cool guy. Man, why do I feel like these comments are way slow? Way behind. No pink. Oh, it's snowing, so no pink moon for us. Yeah, I just can't do that. If I post a video, you guys know I went fishing 2 or 3 hours right before that, or sometimes it doesn't take me that long to film. But everybody's been saying that they like the way I just picked up some cottage cheese. Can't wait to get it home. Yeah, right here, bro. I'm eating it. What's better, small or large curd cottage cheese? because I have to buy the big tubs. Like, so I was looking at prices because we just got back from the grocery store and I was putting stuff away. The kind of big great value tub, right, was like $5, but the super tall Prairie Farms one was like $11, and I almost got the $11 one, but I'm like, if I really wanted to, I could have got um I could have got two of the great value fat tubs versus one of the super tall. But I eat cottage cheese sometimes for breakfast, sometimes for lunch, sometimes for dinner. I've been eating it a lot. I hate when my phone does it. I just noticed it. Since I use a camera, I have stacks of SD cards, just storage methods. Yeah. So because all this on my, I do have a GoPro, right? Oh, I'll show you. Hang on. This is my GoPro. Nope. Alright, I'll show you guys this. This is kind of neat. So, no, everything's falling. Carissa has a little action camera, but she hardly films videos for her channel anymore. But she has this little pink action camera, and it comes with a little case, and it's literally a little action camera that's pink with flowers on it. Excuse me. But you can see what you film on the back. And she used to do Animal Crossing videos on her channel called May98, by the way. And it's just got this little action camera, waterproof case, all this kind of stuff, extra batteries. I think she spent like $30 on it at half-price books. But I do have, and people have been liking the way that I film my fishing videos now, and I like it. It's kind of like if she can't be with me, then I can film it myself. And what I have to do sometimes, I catch a fish. All right, the fish is still on there. Hit camera, hit go, hit record, reel it in, and I catch a fish. And it gives me a way to do my, the filming the way I need to, not the 9x16. But I actually have a GoPro Hero 8, which I could edit on my Chromebook. I just can't edit it on my phone the way I want to. But I've got my actual GoPro Hero 8, which I spent $235 on at Walmart.com. I've got extra generic batteries that I can charge up. Got 4 of those. I just like doing everything on my phone because everything is right there on my phone. And I can't put an SD card in my phone. Everything's eternal storage. So right after I finish this cottage cheese, we will read the devotional for today. But yeah, Allie, do you have a? Is yours a what do they call that? DJI action camera that you film on? So, yeah, cottage cheese is good. Pizza and cottage cheese go together. I don't know where Miss Lori's at. I know she's dealing with some things with her animals and stuff. So, yeah. But guys, I am super blessed at the package that Lori sent me yesterday. Between the money and the Amazon gift cards that she really didn't need to send me. But I know why she did it, because she wanted to do super chats here, but YouTube takes a percentage of my super chats. And, she didn't want to do it that way, but she was very blessed. Matter of fact, I got some new fishing lures with some of that money, paid some of my doctor bill with it, and then Carissa got some money too. We split it up. So, that way, yeah. It was really greatly appreciated, and she kind of helped us out with groceries. Even though I went and bought some groceries, she helped me out with stuff that I didn't have to buy. So, are you guys still commenting, or is it the comments frozen up here? So I don't know. Hopefully I'm not frozen or anything, that everything's going okay. Because the last comment I get was talking about CL using stacks of SD cards and all that stuff. So, Scott or Allie, somebody who has my number, send me a text message right now. Let me know that, hey, everything's still going good. Am I frozen? What's going on? Because I really don't know. So, yeah. All right, so today's devotional. Today's devotional, right? I'm going to read two of them. This would have been the January 3rd devotional. It says Psalms 27:8. When you said, "Seek my face, my heart said to you, your face, Lord, I will seek." It says, tournament fishermen tend to cover every part of their bodies with masks, gloves, and long sleeves to protect themselves from the sun. It is all but impossible to recognize any of them on the water. At one time during a carnivorous pandemic, my wife, Chris, went to our bank. Later, she said, "I feel really funny walking into a bank wearing a mask." I'd imagine God asked us to seek his face. He doesn't wear a mask. He is asking us to get personal with him. He wants believers to have a personal one-on-one relationship with him. Think about that. When God, who created the universe and flung the stars into existence, wants to be involved in everything we do. If your relationship with God is long distance, not personal, ask him to come into your heart and ask him, and make him the Lord of your life. Okay? So let's talk about that one before I read the next one. I've noticed a huge shift in this community. Okay? Which is awesome. Okay? I started talking about prayer on my live streams. I started praying in my videos. And I didn't realize how much an impact I'd have on my small YouTube community that I call my YouTube family. Okay? Not just... Alright, I'm checking everything, making sure. I think you're in stock. Last thing I said, that was awesome. 840 or 642. I think. I don't know. Is anybody getting any of my the comments. Anybody commenting? I'm not seeing any comments show up. Literally, the last comment I had was about the was CL Fantasy Waves. Thing. So let's talk about Mike, retext me. I don't know what's going on. Mike had sent me a text message. Now I'm going to unmute my text messages personally. There. All right. So we can still hear you fine, and we're commenting. I'm not seeing anybody's comments. We are here. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing your guys' comments. The last comment I can see on my phone was from CL talking about her things. I don't know what's going on. But I'm just going to keep going since you guys can hear me okay. This community has morphed into something that is very faith-based, okay? Which is great. But it brings a lot of joy to me because I feel like I'm kind of the one that kind of started that a little bit, right? A personal relationship with Jesus, with God. The Bible says that if you're ashamed before me, I'll be ashamed before you and my Father. Therefore, I can't hide my faith and my religious beliefs and not talk about it and dance around the truth of what I actually believe. And that's kind of what this is talking about, you know. He's like, you can't hide behind things. You know, in 2020, we didn't have a choice but to hide behind a mask. Let it out there. The pro fishing tip, okay, for all you fishermen out there, fisherwomen, says tip, okay, right here. Right there, it says tip. It says, small hair jigs fished underneath a bobber are great in clear, cold water. I've never had any luck with hair jigs, okay? Even though like the little hair crappie jigs you get, I've just never had any luck with them. I have some, but I never had any luck with them personally. The next one I'm going to read would be from January 4th. Says Numbers 11:17. I will take of the spirit that is upon you, and will put the same upon them. Let me read that. Numbers 11:17. I will take of the spirit that is upon you, and will put the same upon them. Okay. It says, tournament fishermen often work with one or two of the other pros and share information of how to catch bass on the lake they are fishing. We will enjoy these bits of helpful information. We all enjoy these bits of helpful information since we are not allowed to get information from non-competitors. It takes a good friend to share information with someone he or she is competing against. God is an even better friend, and he is willing to share more than we can ever imagine. The moment we repent of our sins and ask him to be our Lord and Savior, he gives us his own Spirit. The Holy Spirit is there to give us answers in any situation. He guides us into what we say and do and gives us wisdom, understanding, discernment, and strength when we need it most. God's Holy Spirit is God's great gift to us. A tip. If you find school of bass 20 feet deep and deeper, use a jigging spoon, it says. I never fish anything that's 20 feet that I know of. But let's talk about giving information. We're all friends here. I consider you guys family. You're not a community, you're a family of friends that I have that are also YouTubers, and we all have common interest. Whether it's fishing, the outdoors and hiking, art. Okay? I love art. I love to draw, actually. Art. And maybe it's just talking about your health journey or cooking, baking, things like that. But we all have one thing in common. And you may not have the same denominational beliefs as me, but a lot of us believe in God or have some kind of faith in God. And that's what I think really draws us together. You know, yes, it's fun to go out and catch fish. Yes, it's fun to go out and hike and get away from nature and group chat from work just distracted me. Get away from the hustle and bustle of life or the suburbs, or go out and enjoy nature, or sit on your front porch and talk to people, or walk your dogs, or things like that. But we all come together with one common goal. And I believe that is to make the world a better place. For example, Mike sitting in the hospital bed for 2 days. I probably helped him get away from the hospital bed because I was out there catching fish and doing something that I love. But, it's like sometimes I may not be able to get out and hike for that day. Or Scott will come with words of wisdom and ways of thinking that can help you decompress or get away from whatever situation you're going through. CL, her kitty cats, and your guys' animals bring joy to people's lives. Their dog may have passed away, or, things like that, or they can't have animals where they live in an apartment anymore, or whatever, they may be going through. So, yeah. You're not just drawing pictures or catching fish or taking a hike or teaching somebody about a heater for your camper. You're transforming them out of maybe their current situation and bringing them along for the journey. So yeah, I'll probably be on here for another 10 minutes and I'll get off so we can go get ready for the awesome Wednesday night live stream that Scott has on his channel, Escaping the Suburbs. Like I say all the time. And this is really weird. I don't know why my chat's not working. So I'm kind of in the dark. But what I have here is some Jello brand sugar-free chocolate vanilla swirl. I've never had the Jello brand. I don't know if I'll like it. Let's see. It's got a weird kind of, I don't know, taste to it, but not bad. This is good. You know what I noticed? One of the packages I picked up at Walmart today of this Jello should have 8 pudding cups in it. One had 7. I didn't check to see if all of them were there when I opened it up, and I'm like, I've got one less than what I should have. That's okay. I don't know why I can't see the chat. I'm hoping that the chats work on Scott's live stream. But it's been fun talking to you guys. And I think that God is using all of our channels and all of our friendships. It says God works in mysterious ways. Well, what he's doing right now isn't mysterious at all. I see a group of people that 4 years ago, which I've had this channel for 7 years, I never would have seen. I had a friend named Brian Mueller. He was a subscriber to this channel. We used to talk all the time, and then something happened and we kind of split ways. I think I said something that kind of hurt his feelings a little bit, but I never meant it that way. And we just kind of lost contact with each other. I mean, he was kind of like you guys, Scott, Allie, Lori, anybody who had my personal cell phone number. I kind of helped him start a YouTube channel. And he used to tell me, he was like, bro, your channel's going to blow up. I can see. I'm like, yeah, yeah, at that time, I probably had like 800 subscribers, 700 subscribers. And he's like, no, man, for real. Your channel's going to blow up. And it's not that I didn't have faith and I didn't believe him that what he said was true. At the time, you're kind of like, yeah, you're just being nice, man. Oh, man, your videos are so great. They're awesome, You know how it goes. And now I'm starting to see that grow, that growth, that come to fruition, I think they call it, where someone speaks something and it's going to happen. And in the Bible does talk about speaking stuff into existence. I'm praying that you believe that'll happen. It'll be done unto you. So, yeah. I don't know why the chat's not working. It's kind of a bummer. I'd love to keep talking to you guys. But I'm going to get off here and finish up my pizza and do all that kind of stuff. But y'all, it's been fun hanging out with you guys, talking about God, talking about things. Before I go, I just fished pond number 1 at the old Avoca Fish Hatchery. More videos are going to come later this year. I'm going to make individual fishing videos where I go fish pond number 2, pond number 3, pond number 4, so on. Last year, I did a 10 pond challenge where I tried to catch one fish out of each pond. And I think I did 7 out of 10 ponds I caught a fish, maybe. I can't remember. But I want to do that so it's each individual pond. And it makes me go fish each side of that pond and try to catch a fish. Let me show you guys some of the fishing lures I just picked up. And I have a lot more coming from Amazon that I'll show off when they get here. I ordered more jig heads. I ordered stuff from Amazon with the gift card that Lori gave me because I replaced some of the stuff that fishing with my nieces and nephews got lost or I used a lot of. I ordered some 1/16 ounce jig heads. I ordered, because I've been using real wax worms and red worms, I found a set of 250-piece set on Amazon of fake wax worms. They look like grubs. And fake red worms. And I figured I could try those out and use them. Whether they work or not, I don't know. Plus, I've been using a lot of Guggen Squad or Guggen Baits crappie lures. So, like their dangle dart, I found a set of split tail crappie baits. They're soft plastic split tail ones. Ordered those. I ordered some more split or curly tail grubs that I've been catching fish on. Okay, and triple tail curly tail grubs. Those were eBay ones. I bought those out of my own money. But I ordered some of those because I've had some really good luck with the curly tail grubs with those. Then I ordered some. They're just. What are they? Kind of like the Barbie Garland crappie baits. They're just straight tails. I ordered some of those. Multiple colors. That's what I like about Amazon is you can order bulk things, so I don't got to order so much. and I can't wait to try those out at my brother's pond. That's the one thing I like about fishing at my brother's pond is that I can try out lures and know I'm gonna have a really good chance of catching fish there. Um, my little nephew said that they saw a dead catfish in there. I don't know. I guess there is catfish in that pond. I'm not a big cat fisherman, but you know, hey, that's all right. Well, so I've got some lures coming, some jig heads, things like that. Some curly tail grubs, and then some other stuff. But what I bought at Walmart today, I'll show you guys real quick. I'm starting to find things that the baits that I like, but cheaper, less expensive versions of like Strike King grubs and things like that. But sorry about the chat. It's okay, Ali G. I love paddle tail grubs, and I'll never go anywhere without paddle tail grubs, whether they're ones like this. I love the what is it? Crappie Magic, I think, brand of lures. But I found these swimming shads, which are paddle tail grubs that you put on a jig head. You guys know I love fishing jig heads, which is why I ordered more jig heads. I order crappie baits and I catch bass and bluegill with them. Okay, I've only caught 3 crappie in my whole life, but bass and bluegill will eat these. So I've got a black and chartreuse color. Okay, and these are a 2.1/8 size. And these were like $1 something at Walmart, which is why I picked them up. But you put them on a little jig head right there. I use circle jig heads, not these kind right here. But there's that one. That is in a black and chartreuse tail color. And these are 8-pack, I believe. Right now my vision is kind of blurry. An 8-pack. I've got white and chartreuse color right here of this right here, little paddle tails. So when you swim these, they should, the tail should kick through the water like this. I've got some blue chartreuse back color. I thought these were a green pumpkin color, but they're blue and chartreuse color. And then I've got these monkey milk color right here, which actually the bass that you guys saw me catch down at the creek down the hill here, I caught on a color very similar to this in the Guggen Baits crappie curly tail, which I learned that in colder water, the reason I wasn't catching, so we had an 80-degree day, and then it dropped down to like 40s, okay? And then it went up a little bit, and then I went fishing down at the creek. Well, the fish were getting lethargic because of the water drop. We were using redworms and weren't catching anything. Not even a single bite on these redworms. So I just randomly tried the curly tail that I caught a fish on at my brother's house, the Guggen Baits Crappie Series, little curly tail. And I even used a grok and asked them about this, and they said the reason was when the worm would hit the water, it wasn't doing any movement, so it wasn't attracting the fish, but that curly tail spinning through the water of that crappie jig actually got the attention of the fish, and the fish striked, and that's how I caught it. So when it was really cold at my brother's house, when you guys saw me fishing in the morning, it was like 48 degrees or whatever it was, or 34 degrees, I can't remember. I used the Arky brand paddle tail or curly tail grubs on a natural color, and I was catching bass that way. But the night before, I was catching them on a curly or on a paddle tail grub. So water temperature, I never caught a fish on a paddle tail grub before then. And I started catching them. And I even caught that little bass at Evoca on a natural colored curly tail grub. So now I made sure I picked up a bunch of curly tail grubs, a bunch of paddle tails, a bunch of crappie baits that I'll use finesse-wise. To finesse means small. Let's get fish on. So yeah, guys, it's been an hour. We got through our devotionals today. You know, don't cover yourself up. You know, be proud of believing in God, and don't be afraid to spread the word and talk about God, and don't be afraid to talk about God and spread the information that you know, whether it's about fishing or whatever. I'm learning, okay? I'm learning, and I hope Scott is learning something from my videos. Allie's a lot more knowledgeable in certain things like that. I'm just the guy that goes out there and just casts it out and catch it, and if it works for me, hey. Paddle tail grubs work really great for me. Curly tail grubs, I'm a big jig head grub fisherman. That's what I like. That and spinner baits. But the more I learn about something, the more I'm going to back a product. So y'all remember, like, comment, subscribe. Remember, Jesus loves you. Remember to push. Pray until something happens. Guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.